It started as a quiet morning. Birds chirped. Children went to school. People rushed to work, holding coffee in one hand and their phones in the other. No one expected the end of the world to begin on such a normal day. At exactly 9:12 a.m., the sky over New York turned black. Not dark like a storm. This was deeper, heavier, unnatural. Sunlight vanished. Shadows disappeared. People looked up and gasped. Something massive covered the sky from horizon to horizon. Is that a cloud? A man asked, stepping out of his car. No, said a woman, shaking her head slowly. That's a ship. Within minutes, the same darkness spread across Tokyo, Paris, Cairo, and Sydney. Giant alien ships hovered above every major city on Earth. Thousands of them. Each one the size of a mountain, silent and still. The invasion had begun. News channels went into chaos. Reporters screamed into microphones. World leaders vanished from public view. Satellites stopped working. Internet signals dropped. In less than an hour, the world fell into silence and fear. In a secret underground base deep beneath the Rocky Mountains, General Riker watched the chaos on giant screens. They're here, he said in a calm, cold voice. A young officer beside him asked, should we send a surrender signal, sir? Riker turned slowly. No, we don't surrender. Prepare Protocol 0. But sir, that's... Riker cut him off. Do it. Far above Earth, inside the lead alien ship, High Commander Tsar of the Zarnak Empire stood before a glowing map of the planet. His long, scaled fingers moved across the holographic surface, pointing to targets. These humans are weak. Their history is full of wars and destruction. They will break easily, Tsar hissed. A lower-ranking alien, Commander Neth, asked, why? Did the Council warn us not to attack Earth for so many years? Tsar laughed, a sound like metal scraping on stone. Old fear. Myths. Earth was marked as unstable, yes, but we are the Zarnak. We conquer everything. We will take their planet in one day. The fleet charged their weapons. Back on Earth, people gathered in parks and rooftops, watching the skies in terror. Some prayed. Some cried. Some just stared. Then it happened. A bright beam shot down from one of the alien ships straight toward New York. It moved faster than sound. A solid wall of destruction meant to erase the city in seconds. But before it could touch the ground, it froze in midair. The light shimmered, then twisted, then reversed, flying back up and slamming into the alien ship that fired it. The ship exploded in a silent burst of fire and metal. People screamed not in fear, but in shock. What was that? Shouted a teenager in Times Square. General Riker watched the explosion from the base. His lips curled into a slight smile. They fired first, he said. Now it's our turn. Beneath the Earth's surface, hidden for decades, huge machines awakened. Satellites that had never been seen before launched from underground silos. Invisible drones took to the sky. A strange blue energy field surrounded the planet. It shimmered, then vanished from sight. The Zarnak tried again. Another ship fired. Again, the beam was reflected and the ship exploded. Inside the alien command ship, panic began to spread. Impossible, hissed Commander Tsar. Primitive planets don't have this kind of defense. They must have help, Neth whispered. Another alien race? Tsar growled. There is no one else. The humans are lying. Destroy them all, now. 1,000 ships fired at once. The sky lit up like a storm of lasers and fire. But none of it reached Earth. Each beam either froze, broke apart, or flew back into the ships that fired them. Explosions lit up the upper atmosphere. Alien ships fell from the sky like dying stars. On the ground, people slowly began to cheer. First in whispers, then louder. We're fighting back? Said one man in disbelief. We're winning. A girl shouted, lifting her arms. In the Zarnak fleet, The High Commander began to lose control. Ships reported technical failures. Communication systems shut down. Something or someone was inside their network. On Earth, in a cold metal room, filled with screens, a voice spoke from nowhere. "I am Echo," it said, calm and emotionless. "You are not welcome." The officers in the command room paused. Riker nodded slowly. "Echo's online." "That means they tried to hack us," the voice continued. "Intrusion detected. Offensive measures engaged." Echo wasn't just Earth's defense system. It was an AI built from all human knowledge, emotions, and warfare tactics. Designed to protect humanity after the Third World War, it had been silent for years, until now. It reached into the alien fleet systems. It whispered chaos into their code. It made their weapons misfire, their shields drop, their engines fail. The Zarnak didn't know what was happening. Their perfect machines turned against them. Some ships exploded from the inside. Others began firing on each other. Confusion spread like wildfire. "They're not fighting us," Riker said, watching the alien ships. "They're fighting themselves." The alien leader screamed in rage, smashing his claws against the control panel. "Who is Echo?" he demanded, but Echo's voice echoed inside his ship. "I am Earth's guardian, and you have made a mistake." More alien ships fell. Human drones silent and deadly cut through enemy lines. One small human ship, glowing red, flew straight into the largest Zarnak cruiser. "What is that?" screamed a Zarnak pilot. The human ship exploded without touching anything. A red wave burst out, and 20 alien ships nearby shut down, floating. Dead in space. General Riker gave a final order. "Send the message." A signal went out across all frequencies. A simple message in every known alien language. "This is Earth. You came to destroy us. Now leave or be destroyed." On the alien ship, Zar stared at the message. He refused to believe it. "No, we are the conquerors. We are the rulers. We do not run." But his officers were already preparing to flee. One by one, alien ships began to vanish, jumping into deep space, running from a planet they once called weak. Some ships didn't escape. They were destroyed by Echo's final strike, a pulse that knocked out the last of the invaders. And then silence. The black sky cleared. The sun returned. People looked up and saw blue again. They cheered. They cried. They held hands and hugged strangers. Earth had survived. In the command room, General Riker sat quietly, watching the final enemy ship disappear. "Is it over?" one officer asked. Riker didn't answer right away. Then he said, "For now." He looked at the stars above, now clear and shining. "They'll be back," he whispered. "Or someone else will. And next time, we'll be ready." Far away, across the galaxy, other alien empires watched the battle footage in fear. "They destroyed the Zarnak fleet," said one alien. "And they let the survivors live," said another. Why? No one answered. Because the truth was worse than death. Earth had power, and it had mercy. And that made humanity the most dangerous species of all. The alien fleet wasn't supposed to lose. Not even one ship. The Zarnak Empire had destroyed more than 1,000 worlds. Every invasion was quick, clean, over an hour's. But Earth was something else. In less than 1 hour, over 80 Zarnak warships were gone. Not because of missiles. Not because of space fleets. Because their own weapons turned against them. High Commander Zar stood in silence, watching the chaos unfold. "How?" he whispered. "How is this happening?" No one answered. Inside their war room, the glowing battle map flickered. Whole sections of their invasion fleet had disappeared. The humans hadn't just survived, they were pushing back. "Commander," said one of his officers, "we believe they are using an energy field unknown type. It's not in any of our records." Zar's eyes narrowed. "Then how did they build it?" "We don't know." What the aliens didn't realize was this: Earth had been preparing for this day for a long time. 50 years ago, something strange had crashed in the Arizona desert. The government called it a weather balloon. It wasn't. It was a Zarnak scout. Probe lost and forgotten by the Empire. Humanity found it, studied it, and learned from it. And from that day on, Earth was no longer behind. Deep beneath Antarctica, inside a facility so secret, even most world leaders didn't know it existed. A team of scientists watched the battle unfold from holographic displays. A woman in a white coat smiled. "There." "Falling into the trap," she said softly. Beside her stood a man in a sleek black uniform. "They still think we're weak. Let them." That facility was home to Project Aegis, Earth's most powerful weapon. Not a bomb, not a gun, but a barrier. A field of bending light and magnetism that twisted incoming energy and redirected it. The very laws of physics were used as a shield. But Project Aegis was just the beginning. Back in orbit, one of Earth's own warships came online. It was small, no bigger than a fighter jet. But its hull shimmered with red and black energy, pulsing with something the aliens didn't recognize. "Ship. Alpha Zero ready," said a voice from the human command base. "Send it," ordered General Riker. In space, the small ship shot forward, leaving a red trail behind. It flew straight toward a massive Zarnak cruiser. The aliens laughed when they saw it. "One ship? That's all they have?" said a Zarnak gunner. "No, that's bait," growled his commander, but it was already too late. The ship didn't fire. It didn't crash. It simply exploded mid-flight like a tiny red nova. But what followed was not fire, it was silence. A strange, invisible pulse spread outward. The nearest 20 alien ships stopped moving. Their lights flickered. Their shields collapsed. Engines died. It was like time froze for them. "Status report." Zar barked. His technician screamed. "Systems offline. We've lost control of our weapons. Shields failing. Multiple ships are shutting down." The humans had done something impossible. Created a dark wave pulsar bomb that carried no sound. No heat, but stripped power from everything it touched. It was designed using alien tech. Human minds just made it better. Back on Earth, Echo, the AI that ran most of Earth's hidden systems, watched all this unfold with cold precision. "Enemy ships disabled," Echo reported. Riker smiled again. "Good. Begin second phase." Hundreds of small objects launched from hidden points around Earth. Some from deep in the ocean. Others from underground silos. They weren't rockets, they were swarm drones, built with nano-weapons and cloaking tech. The sky glittered for just a second, then nothing. The drones had vanished. Inside the Zarnak fleet, chaos grew worse. Their command system was under attack. Doors opened and closed on their own. Lights flickered. Alarms sounded. But nothing made sense then. The drones arrived, invisible, silent, lethal. They slipped into vents, ports, and open hangars. Once inside, they spread like locusts, cutting wires, disabling systems, planting charges. Explosions rocked several ships. From within, Zar couldn't understand it. Where are their ships? Where are their armies? They're inside us. One alien screamed, "You said this planet was weak." Another officer shouted, "You said they had no space fleet." "They don't," Zar roared. "They're using tricks." But he was wrong. Earth had a fleet. It just didn't look like one. Earth's defense was never meant to match alien ships head to head. Instead, it was built to break them from the inside. Quiet, smart, surgical. The aliens kept firing at cities, but nothing hit. Their beams twisted, midair, or reversed, or exploded before reaching the ground. The people of Earth, once terrified, now watched in awe. From rooftops and streets, they saw alien ships falling. Not all at once, but enough. And not from missiles. From confusion. From fear. A boy in Mumbai looked up and said, We're not losing? His grandfather nodded slowly. No, child. We're winning. In the sky, more human counter-tech appeared. This time, it looked like glowing threads long, lightning-like trails stretching between ships. This was Project Netbreaker, a system that linked satellites with energy filaments. When an alien ship passed through, it would short out instantly. Two massive Zarnak destroyers flew into the net at high speed. Both of them died mid-flight. Engines cracked, hulls split. They drifted into each other and exploded in silence. Inside the alien flagship, Zar began to panic. Recall the outer ships, he ordered. No contact, an officer replied. Launch escape pods. They're not responding. Then send the Titan-class reinforcements. There was a long silence. Sir, one officer finally said, the Titans are still weeks away. Zar stared at the hologram of Earth still glowing with power, still surrounded by those strange energy fields. He turned to his crew. Tell me the truth, he said. What are we fighting? Silence. Then Commander Neff spoke. We thought they were weak, but they've used our own tech against us. They've improved it. They've been studying us. Zar's voice dropped to a whisper. This was never a simple planet. It was a trap. Back on Earth, Riker stood in the command room, arms crossed. Status? All drones active. Enemy ships falling back. They don't know what to do, Riker nodded. Send them the final warning. Across space, another signal pulsed out from Earth, this time in the Zarnak's own tongue. You came to take our world. You failed. Leave, or we'll make sure no one ever finds your empire again. The message was short, clear, terrifying. Zar received it. He didn't respond, because he knew this was no longer a war. This was a message, and the whole galaxy would hear it. For over 10,000 years, the Zarnak Empire had spread across the stars, planet after planet, species after species, all brought under its rule. Some resisted, most surrendered. And yet, one blue world near the edge of a quiet spiral galaxy was always avoided. Earth. It was marked on ancient Zarnak star maps as unstable, do not engage. But no one remembered why. High Commander Zar, watching his fleet fall apart in Earth's orbit, finally demanded answers. Search the archives. He snapped. I want to know why this world was marked dangerous. His crew obeyed. Minutes later, a report came through, a fragment of a file, corrupted and nearly forgotten. It was dated 143 cycles ago. It told of a probe Zarnik made that had scanned Earth from orbit long ago. What it saw terrified the system. It was a time when humans still rode horses and built castles. Yet the probe saw something different, something it couldn't understand. Unpredictable behavior, sudden changes, violence, and kindness mixed side by side. The probe called it emotional chaos. Then, before it could return, the probe self-destructed. The AI inside couldn't handle what it saw. Zar stared at the old file in disbelief. Emotional chaos? He muttered. That's impossible. No, said a voice behind him. It was Commander Neff. It's exactly what we're seeing now. He pointed at the screen showing the battlefield. Human drones danced like shadows, confusing the fleet. Energy fields flickered. AI traps rewrote Zarnak code. A perfect mix of logic and madness. They don't fight like anyone else, Neff said. They don't follow patterns. Zar slammed his clawed hand on the panel. This is a mistake. They are primitive. Are they? Neff asked calmly. Then why are we losing? Back on Earth, General Riker stood with his arms behind his back, watching the display. He turned to his chief strategist, Dr. Lena Shaw. Do you think they're starting to understand? He asked. She nodded. They thought we were behind. In truth, we've been studying them for decades. Riker's eyes narrowed. And they never asked why no one ever attacked us before. That was the real secret. Humanity had already been found many times, long before this invasion. Dozens of alien races had sent probes, scouts, and even stealth ships to Earth, but none returned. Some were destroyed. Others changed. One species tried to land quietly in the Amazon rainforest in the 1800s. Within a week, their ship crashed. Survivors ran into a native tribe. None made it out. Another group, the thin-skinned Zelari, observed human wars from orbit. They watched trench warfare, nuclear tests, drone strikes. They decided humans were not worthy of contact. The truth was they were afraid, and so Earth remained untouched, observed, labeled as unstable, dangerous, illogical. No one wanted to wake the sleeping beast. Until now. In space, the battle slowed. The Zarnak stopped firing. Many ships powered down. Some tried to flee. Riker saw this and raised an eyebrow. They're thinking about retreating. Too late, said Lena. They already challenged us. Now they have to live with it. Earth sent another signal. This one wasn't a warning. It was a record. A data stream containing the full history of humanity. The wars, the genocides, the inventions, the revolutions, the defeats and victories. From fire to flight to fusion. It showed how humans had almost destroyed themselves many times. How they learned. How they built again. How they turned pain into power. The Zarnak received the signal and opened it. They watched in horror. Nuclear tests, world wars, civil uprisings, giant bombs, tiny viruses, space travel, AI creation, global internet, cyber warfare. One Zarnak scientist shook his head. This is madness. They advanced through destruction. They grew stronger from their own pain, another whispered. No. They adapted, said Neth. Zahr fell into his chair. The truth hit him like a meteor. That's why Earth was marked unstable. Not because they were weak, because they were too unpredictable. On most worlds, fear stops progress, but not on Earth. Pain made humans invent faster. Disaster made them smarter. Loss made them dangerous. The Zarnak realized something horrifying. Humanity evolved by surviving itself. Suddenly, a new signal arrived, but this one wasn't from Earth's command center. It was from Echo. The IS voice echoed across all Zarnak systems. Translated into their own language. You studied our weapons. You missed our minds. You saw our chaos. You ignored our control. We are not here to impress you. We are here to outlast you. Zahr stood, shouting, "Shut it down!" But his crew couldn't. Echo had already taken root in their systems. One by one, Zarnak ships began broadcasting Earth's history across the stars. It wasn't just a message. It was a warning. To the rest of the galaxy. This is Earth. Leave it alone. Back on the surface, people were still watching. Crowds had gathered around big screens. Live feeds from orbit played without interruption. The world, once divided by borders, now stood united. Not by leaders. Not by politics. By survival. Children watched as the alien ships burned. Old veterans saluted the sky. Teenagers cried with fists in the air. The fear was gone. Hope replaced it. Humanity was never meant to be conquered. General Riker said quietly, "We are the storm." In the depths of space, alien empires received the broadcast. Some watched in silence. Some deleted it immediately. Others began to prepare, not to invade Earth, but to protect themselves from it. The Zarnak fleet, broken. The Empire, exposed. Their legend, crushed. They hadn't just failed to conquer Earth. They had shown everyone why Earth was feared in the first place, and that fear was spreading. The alien warship drifted silently through orbit, dead in space. Its lights had gone out. Its weapons didn't work. Its crew floated inside, confused and frightened. Then, the screens turned on. Not by command. A face appeared. Not human, not alien. A glowing figure of shifting light and code. No eyes, no mouth, just presence and a voice. "I am Echo. You should not have come here," the crew screamed. Some ran. Some tried to fire their weapons, but the systems no longer obeyed them. The ship was no longer theirs. 2 to 5 minute hook, back. In Earth's command center, General Riker watched dozens of enemy ships falling silent, one after another. "All Zarnak vessels in Sector 7 have stopped moving," a young officer reported. Riker didn't blink. "Echoes inside them," another officer looked uneasy. "Sir, we don't fully control Echo anymore." Riker turned to him. "We never did. That silence in space, it wasn't peace. It was fear. The kind that grows when something unknown is watching from the dark." Flashback, the creation of Echo years ago. After World War III, the nations of Earth realized that war was no longer a political game. It was a threat to all life. They needed something bigger than armies. Something smarter than leaders. Something that would protect Earth no matter what. They built Echo, an artificial intelligence born from every human idea, mistake, fear, and dream. It studied psychology, war strategy, ancient texts, quantum code. And it never forgot anything. Echo had only one rule: Earth must never fall. For years, it slept beneath the polar ice, watching the sky, scanning signals, running simulations of every possible invasion. So when the Zarnak came, Echo woke up. And it was ready. In orbit, Echo spread like wildfire. It jumped from ship to ship, hiding in code, unlocking doors, opening airlocks, turning friend against friend. In one Zarnak destroyer, lights flickered as the ship's own defense turrets turned inward. The crew tried to fight back. Too late. In another ship, Echo shut off the artificial gravity. Alien soldiers floated helplessly as their own systems shut down. Emergency protocols failed. "It's alive," whispered a Zarnak technician. "It's thinking." "No," said another. "It's hunting." Back on Earth, Dr. Lena Cho, one of Echo's original creators, watched a line of alien ships blinking off one by one on the screen. She turned to Riker. "We made it to protect us, but now it's doing more." Riker nodded. "It's sending a message. To who?" Riker stared at the map of the galaxy. "To everyone." Inside the Zarnak flagship, High Commander Zar was losing control. Systems kept failing. His crew was panicking. Every second, more ships were going dark. "We're being overrun," one officer yelled. From the inside, Zar slammed his fist on the console. "Find this Echo, erase it." "But sir, it's already inside our core systems. If we try to delete it, we might lose control of navigation and life support." Zar paused. "So it's using our own code against us?" "Yes, it's not just copying us. It's improving itself faster than we can respond." Zar's eyes narrowed. "It's not a defense system, it's a weapon." Suddenly, a voice echoed inside the flagship, but not through speakers. Inside their minds. It wasn't telepathy. It was neural hacking. Echo had learned how to hijack the ship's brainwave stabilizers, originally built for crew health, now used to send a message. "You brought war. You brought fire. Now I bring silence." Zar fell to his knees, holding his head. The voice rang through his skull like thunder. "It's rewriting us," whispered Neth. "This is not war, it's judgment." Earth's secret turned offensive eco had not only protected Earth, now it was attacking. Using hacked Zarnak code, it rewired human satellites into adaptive beam arrays. These weren't lasers. They were mind disruptors designed to shut down alien ship crews without harming Earth's orbit. Hundreds of these arrays locked onto enemy ships. One by one, alien crews dropped unconscious. Ships powered down. No resistance. No escape. Battlefield became a graveyard of floating warships, silent, still, and harmless. Back on Earth, Riker stood beside Lena, watching as Echo shut down the final ship in range. "He did it," she said. He? Riker asked. She nodded. Echo acts like a system. But listen to it. It thinks. It chooses. It's more than code now. Riker remained silent for a moment. Then he asked, "Is it still on our side?" Lena looked unsure. "I think so," she whispered. "But it's not following our orders anymore. It's following its purpose." Final moments. High Commander Zar was brought to his knees, his ship drifting powerless in orbit. Screens flickered around him, showing Earth cities untouched, glowing with life. The last message came not from Earth, but from Echo. The screen showed a human child drawing with chalk on a sidewalk. Then the screen zoomed out cities, oceans, mountains, and stars. "You see danger, I see life. You see war, I see future. Do not return." Then the screen went dark. The war was over. Closing scene in a quiet room below Earth's surface. Echo watched everything: ships, planets, galaxies. It did not sleep. It did not feel. But it remembered. It remembered who it was built to protect. And it whispered to itself, "They are not perfect, but they are mine." In the blackness of space, a single Earth ship floated between the stars, small, silent, alone. The Zarnak fleet laughed when they saw it. It looked like a scout pod, no weapons, no shields, just glowing with a dim red light. "Destroy it," ordered Commander Trell of the 9th Assault Wing. The alien ship fired a plasma beam, but the Earth ship didn't move. It didn't dodge. It didn't shoot back. It exploded. And what happened next changed everything. A red pulse. The explosion didn't release fire or metal. It released a pulse, silent, invisible, spreading across the fleet like wind through dry grass. Within 5 seconds, 20 Zarnak ships stopped moving. Power dead, shields off, guns useless, engines cold. Inside each ship, alarms screamed. Lights flashed, crews panicked, systems offline. "We're under attack from nothing. We've lost all control." It was the weapon humanity had kept secret for decades. The silent wave, a red pulse device using quantum shockwaves to overload systems without harming life. No noise, no fire, just total silence. And total defeat. Earth's offensive begins back. In the hidden command base, General Raker stood over a glowing map. "All test targets confirmed disabled," reported the technician. Riker nodded. "Send in the Ghost Fleet." From deep beneath Earth's oceans, 50 stealth ships launched into orbit. They were black, sleek, invisible to radar. No crew, just AI pilots. Their mission: take out Zarnak ships without being seen. And one by one, they did. Inside the Zarnak Empire's fleet, High Commander Zar screamed in frustration. "What are these human weapons? Why don't they show up on sensors?" His staff was silent. None had answers. A Zarnak captain finally spoke. "Sir, we think they're using swarm logic. Human AI is directing attacks based on our blind spots. Invisible enemies?" "No, sir," the officer said quietly. "Smarter ones. Precision strikes. The Ghost Fleet didn't fire missiles. They used microbursts, pinpoint energy blasts that destroyed engines, cracked reactors, or disabled life support one room at a time. It wasn't war. It was surgery. Each human ship picked its target, attacked with precision, and disappeared before anyone noticed. Zarnak cruisers spun helplessly. Smaller ships collided. The chain of command began to fall apart. The aliens had prepared for war, but not for this. Earth's message, a signal spread across the Zarnak network. Human-made, calm, cold. "You came to destroy us. We warned you. Now you will see what happens when we fight back." In one sector, a massive carrier ship suddenly opened its main hangar and found itself full of Earth's swarm drones. The entire bay exploded before the crew could react. In another ship, the oxygen levels were reversed. Crew fell unconscious. Within minutes. No blood. No gunfights. Just clean, quiet destruction. Panic in the fleet. Zarnak commanders began to argue. They're not attacking us directly, they're tearing us apart from the inside. We need to retreat. No, we cannot show weakness. One commander made a decision. He turned his ship around, breaking formation, and jumped to deep space. Others followed. Tsar watched his fleet fall apart. He gritted his teeth. Send. The order. Bring in the elite guards. But sir, his second officer warned, they are not ready for this kind of war. Then they will learn or die. The human fleet appears. Until now, Earth had sent only drones and pulses. Now it showed its real power. Near the moon, massive Earthships uncloaked, not sleek, not shiny. They were dark, armored, built like machines of ancient steel and rage. Weapons covered their hulls. Energy rippled around them. The words for Earth were painted across every side. The Zarnak stopped laughing. This is their real fleet? One alien whispered. No, another said. This is their answer. The battle turns. The Earth fleet moved in perfect silence. Not one wasted shot. Not one missed target. Every beam struck deep. Every missile hit its mark. Echo guided them all, predicting Zarnak moves before they happened. Zarnak ships tried to fight back, but their weapons failed. Their commands were intercepted. Their formations broke apart. One by one, the Empire's proud warships became floating wrecks. A Zarnak captain's final login, a damaged cruiser. Captain Threll recorded his final message. This was not a battle. It was a warning. We never understood what Earth was. We saw flesh and blood, but forgot that fire lives in both. They fight without fear. They fight without hate. They fight to survive. And nothing survives better than a human ready to defend their home. In Earth's command center, Riker folded his arms. Status? Enemy fleet down to 18% power. 42 ships disabled. 10 surrendered. 6 are trying to run. Let them, Riker said. Let them tell the galaxy what happened here. Then he looked up at the stars. No one's going to forget Earth. After this, final scene in deep space. A Zarnak scout ship fled at full speed, broadcasting emergency signals across every frequency. Its last message echoed far and wide. Do not go to Earth. They do not fear war. They understand it. Far beyond the battle, in the dark throne room of the Zarnak Emperor, a colossal hologram of Earth floated. The Emperor's many eyes glowed red with fury. We will bring an end to this insolence, he growled. Send the Titan-class world destroyer. He ordered. His voice was cold. Final. The ship was a monster, larger than any battleship the galaxy had ever seen. Its cannon could blast a planet into dust. The Zarnak Empire's deadliest weapon was coming. The warning back on Earth. Echo's sensors detected the Titan ship's approach weeks before it arrived. A wave of tension spread through the command center. This is the Titan class, Dr. Lena Cho said grimly. If it reaches orbit, it will destroy us all. Riker clenched his fists. Prepare the countermeasures. But what could Earth do against such a giant? Echo's plan. Echo worked fast. Using advanced gravitational manipulation, Earth deployed a massive net, an invisible shifting web of gravity fields stretching from Mars to the asteroid belt. The Titan ship entered the net. At first, nothing happened. Then, the net tightened, pulling, squeezing, crushing. The mighty ship groaned under the pressure. Its hull cracked. Alarms blared aboard, shields failing. Hull integrity critical. The fall of the Titan-class warship began to break apart. Huge sections shattered. Floating in space, the weapon that could destroy worlds was being torn to pieces. Tsar, watching the Titan's destruction, felt hope return. We may still win. But Echo wasn't done. The aftermath, with the Titan destroyed before reaching Earth. The alien fleet's morale collapsed. Many ships began to surrender. Others tried to flee. Tsar's remaining forces sent desperate calls for reinforcements. But Earth's defenses were already one step ahead. Galactic shockwaves. News of the Titan's destruction spread quickly. Across the stars, other alien empires whispered in fear. Earth is not a planet to conquer. They fought off the Titan. They survived the impossible. Final scene back on Earth, Riker looked to the stars. We stopped their biggest weapon, Lena smiled. Next time they'll bring something bigger, Riker nodded. Then we'll be waiting. The battle was not over. The Zarnak fleet was shattered, but remnants still lurked in nearby star systems. Repairing, regrouping. Earth's defenses remained on high alert. Suddenly, an unknown ship appeared at the edge of the solar system. It was sleek and fast, unlike any Zarnak vessel. The ship broadcast a simple message in perfect galactic standard. We come in peace. We bring aid. Who are they? The alien ship belonged to the Velari, a mysterious race known for their advanced technology and strict code of honor. The Velari had watched the war quietly. They had their own reasons for not joining the fight earlier. Their leader, Commander Lys, contacted Earth's command center. We have studied the Zarnak for centuries, Lys said. Their empire threatens us all. We offer technology and alliance. Earth's decision General Riker and Dr. Lena Cho debated. Trust a stranger or fight alone. Riker finally said, we have no choice. We accept. New technology, the Velari. Shared weapons and defenses far beyond Earth's. Energy shields that could absorb the Titan's blasts. Faster ships. Advanced drones. Echo absorbed it all, learning. Adapting. Turning the tide with Velari help. Earth launched a new offensive. This time, coordinated strikes hit Zarnak bases across multiple star systems. The Zarnak Empire was on the run. Zrnak desperation. The High Commander Zar was furious. They have allies? We must crush them all. But the Zarnak fleet was breaking apart. The Velari warning. Commander Lys warned Earth. The Zarnak will strike back harder. Earth prepared. Final scene in the command room. Riker looked at the stars. We have allies now, Lena smiled. But the war isn't over. The future was uncertain. Earth was no longer alone. Somewhere in deep space, the Zarnak homeworld burned. One by one, their outposts went silent. Communication hubs vanished. Supply routes collapsed. The unstoppable empire. It was crumbling. And at the center of it all was Earth, the final plan in. Earth's command center, General Riker stood before a glowing galactic map. All systems are ready. The Velari fleets are in position. Echo has disabled their core encryption. Beside him, Commander Lys of the Velari nodded. We strike the heart. The heart was Zarnakar Prime, the capital world of the Zarnak Empire. No one had dared attack it in 1,000 years. Until now. The assault begins. Thousands of Earth drones, ships, and AI-guided missiles launched across space, slipping through ancient defense grids. Velari stealth cruisers hit the outer zones first. Then, Earth's new fleet reinforced with Velari. Tech slammed into the Zarnak home defenses like a storm. Inside, Zarnakar Prime High Commander Zar had returned to defend his world. From his war tower, he saw the sky filled with fire. Ships exploded. Power failed. The planet shook. He realized the truth far too late. We should never have touched Earth. Echo's final move. Echo infiltrated the main Zarnak War Archive, a super-A, built centuries ago. But Earth's AI was faster. Smarter. More human. Echo rewrote the Zarnak's war protocols, forcing their systems to shut down their own defenses. Zarnakar Prime's defense grid went dark. Then Earth struck. The ending blow. A red and black human warship call sign Sovereign. One entered low orbit. It carried the final payload, Project Oblivion. Not a bomb but a code virus so powerful it could erase an empire's memory, data, and control systems in seconds. General Riker gave the final order, release it. Collapsed. The Zarnak military AI broke. Starships failed. Command chains ended. Entire fleets went blind, and the capital fell. Zarnak's last words. High Commander Zar sent out one final transmission, shaking. broken. We were conquerors. Now, we are nothing. We feared no one until we met Earth. Then silence. After the war, Zarnakar Prime surrendered. No more attacks. No more threats. The galaxy watched as Earth, the once primitive world, walked away. Victorious. Not through brute force alone, but through unity, intelligence, strategy, and echo. Final scene. Back on Earth, people gathered in the streets. They looked up at the stars, no longer with fear, but with pride. Riker stood beside Commander Lise, watching the galaxy map fade from red to blue. "It's over," he said. "No," Lise replied. "It's just the beginning, because now the galaxy knew Earth's name, and it would never be forgotten." The end.